So when we start talking about the different things in wrestling, there's 4 things to be a good wrestler. There's strength, there's technique, there's endurance, and there's a mental attitude. Those are the 4 categories for any athlete. But as you look at them in wrestling, the most important one for me is endurance. And the endurance part comes from you have to be able to do whatever the task is, whether it be in wrestling or anything, over and over and over again. Right? And so what you do is you have 2 parts. You have a mental part, in that requires patience and persistence, the ability to do something over and over again. Guy takes a 2-on-1 off, you take it off. He takes a 2-on-1, you take it off. Right? One of the 2 things, endurance-wise, mentally, you're gonna get into, because one guy is going to stop, and then the other one's going to continue to do it. So you have a mental part of endurance, but you also have a physical part. On the physical side, you have to have the aerobic part, which the point is he takes it off, you take it off. He takes it off, you take it off. You take it off. Right? At some point in time, aerobically or strength-wise, one of you are going to get tired, which then goes into the endurance part, the physical part of it. So the 2 play together. Endurance, the mental part plays with the physical part. So you have to have both in order for them to work together, which then goes in strength. There's a lot of people believe that strength is everything, but the problem with strength is if you're going to only do it 1 or 2 times, right, then it doesn't work. So the endurance then comes back into play. So endurance, or you want to use another word of persistence, is the same thing that you have to work on. And it is probably the hardest of all the 4 skills that I mentioned to work on, because it takes time and it takes energy and it's hard. That's why if you look at them, those 4 areas, strength, technique, endurance, and mental attitude, most people want to work on what? They want to work on technique. Why? Because it's easier. Okay? It's the easiest of all the 4 to work on. The next one comes strength. Go in the weight room, look good, that's good. Endurance is hard. It's hard mentally and it's hard physically. That's why people put it off. But the idea about that is that once your season's over, then's the time to work on endurance. Why when your season's over? Because it takes time. It takes effort. It's hard. You have to build the base. You can't build the base very quickly. It takes time. It takes time and it takes energy. So out of season, that's when your endurance training should really hit its peak. That's when you really have to work at it. That's when longer runs, harder wrestling, circuits, hard things, okay, that you can't do while you're training during the year, those are the things in the off season that you want, right, to capitalize on and bring the 2 together. The mental part of the hard training, right, of the endurance training, and the physical part of the hard endurance training. And when you couple those together, you get the well-rounded, and you talk about endurance.